Hi there. Thank you for joining me. So today I would like to give my impressions of Minecraft. Kind of first impressions. I've been playing this game for a few days now. Um, so I have figured some things out. I've done quite a bit of research online, and I feel like I don't know the first thing about this game in most respects, but I've gotten to a point where, I've started to have some fun with it. And it's been a while since I've dug into a game like this, so I wanted to share my thoughts with you guys. Um, we are going to get a little bit of a rough cut here. I'm going to cut to myself doing some mining and talking about this game. I just kind of forgot how the PlayStation 4, like how long it records videos for, and I ended up losing my intro originally. But suffice to say, I was mentioning that this is a pretty low information game when you start out. And it probably one of the games that reminds me of the most is No Man's Sky. One of the things I've been enjoying about this is like the exploration. It's sort of this big procedurally generated open world. From what I read, there are multiple different biomes in the game. You can see this is very, grassy and hilly and things like that. But there are, I've already seen one of the other biomes. And it's been very interesting. But I'm going to continue my thoughts down in the mine, and sorry for the cut, but I hope you'll enjoy hearing the rest of my thoughts about this game. The player bases, I sort of feel like when I was playing No Man's Sky, it seemed like a lot of people, had a lot of things to say about that and were pretty upset about a whole bunch of stuff about it. And it seemed like one segment of the potential audience for that game just really wanted more of a Minecraft-like experience from it, I think. But at any rate, so I do like enjoy No Man's Sky, and I think I enjoy the aspects of this game that resemble that. Exploration, again, it's only been a few days. It was really not feasible until I got a bed. Once you can make a bed, you can sleep through the night, so that makes things much safer. I realized that basically the things that you need to just kind of survive a night are you can pretty much make at any time, which are a tool. I forget what they call it, like a tool table. That's not right. A crafting table, something like that. It's probably a crafting table. And a furnace is pretty nice, and a bed, and that's pretty much it. I don't even know if you need all of that stuff. A bed in particular, you need. So what I'll do sometimes is I'll really just grab a bed, a furnace, and a crafting table, and I'll just take it and go. You get a very short amount of time. It feels like you have about 5 minutes, but I think maybe the days are like, I don't know, 7, 8 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, something around that. Um, so you don't have a whole lot of time, but especially like when you find these caves, like I'm in. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's day or night in here. There are enemies that'll pop up and spawn. In fact, there's like uh, what do you call it, a slime over there right now. I didn't even know, actually. I watched a YouTube video, and I guess maybe like enemies can spawn in like low light conditions. So maybe like this literally kind of spawned behind me, but I'm thinking that it might be because there are some dark spots of my place here. So like if I put an extra torch, maybe in over here and over here, maybe stuff would not spawn randomly while I'm trying to make a video. I don't know. But so one thing, like, I mean, at times this game almost feels like a roguelike, right? Even just in how it handles death, because like when you die, you do drop all your stuff, but it only stays where it is for like 5 minutes. So it's very easy in this game to die, to lose everything that you had on you. If you were doing something like I'm doing now, mining, for instance, you know, maybe I've got my whole inventory here filled with like redstone, and like I just found some diamonds, which are, you know, rarer, and right here, and that's pretty exciting. But like even right now, I'm like trying to temper my expectations, because I'm like, there are a million things that could happen, even in this like place that I'm familiar with, that I've been, you know, excavating this whole area. I could run into lava and somehow just die now, you know, and like lose all this stuff. So it's kind of I feel like every time you're sort of venturing out in this game to do anything, you know, it's kind of for the moment. Like any resources that you find, if you get them in a chest or you build something out of them or something like that, that, you know, places them a little more permanently into the world. If they're in your inventory, they're pretty transient. And it's unfortunately, it just seems like it's really easy to die in this game, which is frustrating. I would say that this, in a lot of ways, it feels like a game made for, and certainly I think by, people younger than I am. And some of that is kind of just in the fact that I think, you know, as I'm getting a little older, I just don't have a lot of patience for BS. You know, and by which I mean just like, you know, kind of being needlessly frustrated, you know, learning a whole bunch of new like rules and mechanics and, you know, just lore and all of these things. Whereas like, you know, when you're young, you're just like, okay, like I'm gonna do this, and you know, you get less, I feel like you get less frustrated. You know, you're a lot more willing to just sort of take something that's interesting enough and really delve into it, and really, like I used to do that kind of thing all the time, right? But you know, here I am playing this game, and I'm just like, it's very low info. It does not tell you much of anything. There is a question mark here that I found the other day. So I shouldn't say it doesn't tell you anything. This is actually pretty amazing. I didn't realize there was this kind of a manual in the game. So I have not read through this. It would have been nice to know about this at the beginning of the game. Like, even though there wasn't a tutorial, if it just said, hey, there's a help button, hit that help button and learn how to play the game. But basically, you know, I mean, I think younger people are, like, not just willing, but also I think used to, you know, building whole communities around the, you know, like a low info game, like, and there's also a kind of a social aspect to this game too, I think. Like, again, in the way that this game, I think, is intersectional, it's, you know, it has elements of an MMO, right? It's kind of like this persistent world, where, you know, things kind of happen in the world. There's a sense that it continues on even when you're not playing it. It's very hard to, like, I don't know if there's really a way to pause the game, and you can play it online with your friends. I'm playing this single player by myself. This is like a generated world just for me, and I don't really intend to play with people, but you certainly can, and I think, you know, there's different kinds of fun. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. No, this is all right. I thought that was going to start pouring out into here, but this is this a place I've already? Yeah, this is a place I've already been to. So I've actually connected from my mine here that I was building to this other area. So I think what I'm going to do is just like, oops, I'm going to go build this back up. But I don't want to get distracted. I want to like talk about my impressions of this game. So, there are like, what do I like about this game? So, like, aside from just the exploration, um, I mean, yeah, it does kind of remind me of a roguelike a little bit. And I almost wish, I'm just gonna keep a little bit of this. I almost wish that it was a little more like, other games. Like, if it was a little bit more traditionally fantasy oriented, like, I don't know, some sort of Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing, because it does have that feeling to it too. And one of the things I like here I am, like, I don't know, kind of making my own labyrinthian dungeon, and like there are enemies that are like kind of like fantasy enemies that pop up and spawn, but at the same time, like, it's not really like that. It has its own personality, like I said, and I don't even necessarily like it that much. But this whole resource management thing is something that I kind of get into. Um, so, like, one thing I'm going to do here, especially because I'm just talking in this video, is go over here, and, I dropped a chest here. I crafted it and placed it here because I was mining over here, and, like, any of the stuff that I found here, I'm putting in here, right? It's just my ore, my gold, my diamonds, and my redstone before I lose it. At some point I will empty that chest, I will bring it upstairs to put it in another chest, and if I die on the way, I have basically lost all of that stuff. And, and that's kind of the crux of this thing, is it's sort of like how, how useful, how important, or just how satisfying is it getting this stuff, if you do, like, lose it all, or something, something, I don't know, like, I've gone through these tunnels here that I've dug out, and, like, they've been exploded because some enemy, came through while I wasn't even here, and all of a sudden, like, the landscape has changed, and it's like it's harder for me to find. Like, I've gotten lost in here, and then killed, and lost like a whole bunch of cool stuff that I got. And it's also like it's so low information too that there are times when, like, you could find something useful and not know it. You can, find things that you have no idea what to do with. And it's a real balancing act. Like, I think that's part of discovery, right? That can lead to exciting moments of discovery, but it can also lead to moments of frustration. So, so yeah, like, I guess do the positives outweigh the negatives? Does the sense of fun, of discovery, of adventure, does that outweigh the moments of frustration in this game? And I don't know, right? Um, I've had quite a bit of fun with this for a couple days, and but am I gonna keep playing this much? I'm not really sure. So anyway, I guess those are my general impressions of the game so far. It's very interesting, and I love that it's this huge procedurally generated world, which is really quite interesting to explore and to, like, mine everything and to manage resources and things like that. But I am frustrated by the way that the game gives you very little information about the game sometimes. I'm frustrated by, how easy it is to die, and just, ultimately I'm not sure, at what point the game it stops being interesting, finding new things, and just you just sort of go, hey, why am I playing this game, right? But it's interesting. It's a really interesting game. It reminds me of other games that I've enjoyed, such as Dragon's Dogma, right? And sometimes I guess I was saying, I wish it was a little more of a traditional fantasy game, kind of like that, because that actually like also had really good exploration. It had really cool crafting. It was a really interesting game world to explore, but it also kind of, I felt like it had some shortcomings that made it less enjoyable for me. And I feel like this game feels similar to me. But let me know what you guys think. I'd be curious to know if do you guys play Minecraft? Have you played it before? What do you think about it? And I hope you'll join me again for more video game related content. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys.